All right, for this next section, I need you to go to writing equations, hyperbolas, and parabolas, and go to the parabolas part, which starts with number 23. Okay. So first off, I noticed that it is, it's going to be x squared, because it is the type that we're used to from like algebra 2. I also know that p is going to be negative because it is flipped down. So that's just going to kind of help me keep my head on straight as far as which one do I use. So if I go back and look at what is the parabola formula for the one that goes this way, it's this one right here, if I could type correctly. Okay. So my H and K is my vertex. And that means in this example, H and K are -6, +4. So x minus -6 becomes plus. And then y minus 4 for the y value. Next, I have to figure out p. Well, if you notice, the distance is only 1 there. So for p, I plug in 1. That's a lie. I do plug in 1, but remember it's opening down. And we just said up here, p is negative. So it's actually -1. Okay. So to clean that up as my final answer, this becomes -4 and then y minus 4. There's my final answer if given the graph. To save you some time, on the next slide I will show you the answer to 24. You just hit pause and try it on your own first. And I will tell you that for the rest of these, until I get used to doing them, meaning like I've done them 1,000 times, I have to draw myself a little picture. So I have to, all right, here's 4 over, 3 up. My focus is 4 over, but it's at -2. The focus has to be in the bowl of the parabola. So it has to look like this. That gets my mind on right as far as like what is happening. Okay. And again, eventually, the more you do of these, maybe you get to a point where you don't have to do them. But most of us will need to use that. So this actually ends up being the exact same formula as before. Remember, p is negative because it's going down. Okay. And so to figure out what p is, what is the distance from there to there? Well, this one was 3 up. That one was 2 down. So that made a distance of 5 in a negative direction. Use my vertex there. So x matches x. And then y. And then clean it up. So 4 times -5 is -20. And then y minus 3. All right, and so there are just some more examples again. I'm not going to go over video forever for it. I will do this one over here on 28, or at least start it, because I think it confuses us sometimes. -9/8 is up here. Y equals -6 is a horizontal line at -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my vertex must be directly in the middle of that. Okay. And the focus has to be inside of the bowl. So it's got to be going up like that. So now I just have to figure out where that vertex is to do the rest of it. So midpoint, what do I do? Think about 8 and -6. You add them together and divide by 2. That puts me at 1. So it's going to be the same x value, so -9, but it's going to be 1 as my vertex. So that's kind of my sketch there. So I would use this one yet again, but now my vertex is 9, -1, or sorry, 9, 1, not -1, -1 there. Now I can count. That's a really bad drawing. I just now realized that. I said all the right answers, -9, 1, but -9, 1 is actually way up here. So, you know, I'm not going to re-record this because I think you can follow me there. You're probably thinking, Miss Reidner, what in the world? How are you graphing? But it should look something like that. Also, if I actually had them spaced evenly, the space here should be the same as the space there. So, you know, put your imaginary thinking cap on there. What is the space between 1 and 8? Well, that is 7. It is opening up, so P is positive. So 28 times y minus 1 as my final answer.